What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing all right. Shalom, shalom. Happy Tuesday. We got Teresa Griffin, Terry Hunter featuring Teresa Griffin bringing us in. This song right here, I love it. This song was actually a church song. They turned it into a love song. It's one of Chicago's biggest house hits of the summer a couple of years ago. But honey, this one a praise song. Just listen. We're gonna let some people get up in here. My fairy tale no longer fade. The color of love is in his face. My light is shining on the truth. My symphony, I found on you. It's amazing joy I feel inside. The essence of him gets me high. And Elohim sends me to a place. Let me know if I'm clear. If I'm not, give it time. Give me a one if you can see and hear me okay. Excellent. Thank you, you guys. I appreciate that. We're gonna let some people get in here. This was a love song that they turned it into a love song, but actually it was a church song about the Most High, a love song to the Most High. But they didn't like it. The record label didn't like it, so they turned it to a love song. Going straight to me. And his conversations change. I know he won't leave. He is my earth. I am his wind. He is my fire. I'm his world design. Breaks me down. Engross my love. He ain't too much. I'm not too much. He loves me just the way I am. My lips, my eyes, my hips, my thighs. Take me to this beautiful place. I know my man will embrace. Don't let him go. He's wonderful. Thank you, all my moderators that are here today. I do appreciate y'all coming hang out with you, girl. Thank you so much, Awakened Woman. I appreciate that. Thank you, and hello to everybody that came out to hang out with your girl today. Honey, you gotta understand, there's a reason why I love house music. It is some uplifting music, honey, when you are down and out. And I want to tell y'all, this weekend is crazy because I haven't really been out amongst people since the pandemic. So for me, yesterday, what's going on? Green gross to see. I hadn't been out in a while. So I finally went ahead and went to my daughter's best friend's baby shower. And I've known this little girl since since my daughter was in middle school out in the suburbs, and now she's getting ready to have her first baby. These girls in their 30s or whatever having their first baby, and of course I went, and I haven't been out that much, and everybody was in beautiful pastels, and of course I come as the queen of black from head to toe. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody like, who this lady with this hat on shutting it down, whatever. But I came and strangely enough, you know how people bring little kids to different baby showers and stuff like that. And of course, we had to have one little numbskull kid mess with my granddaughter, pushed her down, and fragrantly told her after he pushed her down and cut her little chin right here to shut the fuck up. Oh, Gigi turned it to Sammy immediately. Sammy showed up and she came in, Gigi, he told me to do it. I'm like, wait a minute. He told you what? I said, where is he at? Where's this little boy with the little fragrant mouth? Oh, I walked outside. All the little kids was like, who is this coming to the playground? Oh, with the sunglasses and the hat, long cape. I wear vests, long jackets that actually hit my ankles that are very fly away. So when I walk, I actually look like, some shit out of Matrix or something like that. It's the drama thing for me. I'm an over the top chick. You understand? So the kids are like, is that a witch? You understand? Showing up in the park. I said, who? I came over to the kids. I said, who was the one that hit the little tiny little girl and told her shut the fuck up? Which one of you all did that? And they were like, it's that boy in the red. Everybody told, and stuff like that. And there's a couple of the boys that were coming across this bridge that was already slippery for kids to walk across with water. So that was going to break somebody's mama's child's leg at some point. And I said, the water needs to come off the bridge. What did you say? I said, did I stutter? Get the water off the bridge now. They all got off the bridge. Like, who is that lady? You don't want to know who this lady is or your mama. Get off the bridge. They get off the bridge. So the one little boy that had did this to my granddaughter, he had got away. And the other boy that was in the red, he was like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Why y'all tell that lady it was me? So I said, tell the other little boy that I'm looking for him, okay? And they was like, you looking for him? I'm like, yes, tell him I'm looking for him. And if you don't tell him, I'll be back to look for you. They told on that little boy so quick it wasn't even funny, honey. That little boy was outside and he was out there with his cousin, and his cousin was fighting him too. Because mind you, this little boy is not only pushing down 5-year-olds, he's messing with big kids, throwing water on these kids that are out here coming to this, this baby shower with us, and they mamas got them dressed up pretty nice and stuff like that. So, these kids are coming in telling everybody that this kid keeps doing this stuff. So I got ready to leave because, it's only so much of being around pastel I can take. Okay, and kids. So I got ready to leave, and all of a sudden I see the other little boy that I had talked to, and he was like, that's him. And I said, oh, so you're the one who knocked down the little 5-year-old and told her to shut the fuck up. Who are you? I said, I'm that little girl's grandmother. Where's your mama at? May I ask? She's not hands on people. And I walked up to him real close, got right in his face. I said, you should put your hands on all children. You know that? And he's like, I was just nothing. You don't know who children belong to, little boy. And he's looking like, I'm sorry. And all the other kids are not crowding around because he's been bullying all the little children inside the yard, inside the playground. I said, honestly, I understand why you don't have any friends. If all my friends, I sat here and beat them up and talk crazy to them, I wouldn't have a friend either. And he's like, but he bit me. His cousin bit him and punched him. He was like, his cousin like, he makes me so angry. I want to just choke him, but I want to stay in a peaceful place like my dad taught me. And right now he's taking me out of this peaceful place. I'm like, these are the most well-mannered children I've ever seen in my life. Now, imagine his mama show up. She said, something told me. She get out the car. Something told me to come in here and see what was going on with you. She turned around, she looking at me like, what's going on? I said, your son knocked down a 5-year-old little girl and cut her jaw. And that little girl happened to be my granddaughter. And he politely told her to shut the fuck, keys in her hand. And I said, wait a minute. And I literally brought down my sunglasses. This ain't the place. You don't know who I am? And I'm so sorry. I knew something. He was doing something. I knew he was doing something. Baby, I can't do anything about the buffering. That is YouTube, okay? I can't do anything about the buffering, you guys, okay? But anyway, she was like, Oh, she said, well, I'm so sorry. I knew he was up here doing something. I knew he was doing something. So anyway, this lady kept looking back at me like, who is that? And of course, the other one in the car, who that bitch? I said, excuse me, let me introduce myself. And this is like, the way I looked at it, I said, let me introduce myself. My name is Sammy. Do you have a problem? Do we have a problem? No, I was just wondering who you were. Say, not everybody needs to be introduced all the time. That's you never get a chance to meet me one day. For real, for real. Toodles, ladies. I walked out there like that bitch look crazy as hell. Only bitch complete cold black. I'm like, I'm just concerned about my little grandbaby that's 5 years old and he knocked, unfortunately, down. So they kind of feel funny and stuff like that. Well, yeah, Sammy came out to play, y'all. It was hilarious. And all the little kids started telling on the little boy, y'all. They was like, yeah, he bullied me. He bit me. He knocked me down. He threw water all over my clothes. And then it's like, all of a sudden the kids got very, all the kids got very brave. Start telling on us to make it worse so he can get his ass when he went home. I said, kids, that's enough tattling. Okay, y'all go back into the party. All right. It was hilarious, honey. Honey, Adventures with Pat. I never, ever something that, you know what I'm saying? They'll never let you down hanging out with me, honey. Anyway, yes, Sammy does scare the shit out of a lot of people. And when I'm in that mode, it does scare people. I don't have to. It don't take much because I don't blink. That's the whole point. They like, damn, this lady did not blink, so it don't look like it's a human thing that's happening. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about characters that are evil. They stare directly at you like they can see your bullshit. You understand? You got, and that's right. Thank you, C. Rich. Please, if your system is buffering, go in and come back out. Go out of the video and then come back in, you guys, because there's nothing really I can do about it. On my side, it looks like everything is fine. Okay. But anyway, that's what happened with me on the weekends. I very rarely come out my house. I go to work and come back home, read. That's about it. Sammy at the baby shower. You don't mess with my dead grandbaby, okay? That's gonna bring out a whole nother part. She came in there because my grandbaby's like high yellow like my mama. So you get a scratch on a high yellow child, it's gonna show. I'm sitting up here like, you understand? I don't like nobody bothering my little tiny baby. You understand? She's a little teeny little thing. You understand? And I don't like nobody bothering my little grandbaby. No more than I like nobody bothering my daughter when she was little, honey. Because back when I was younger, I was a mess. I was choking kids. I ain't care. I was 20-some years old, choking shit out of kids. You bother my damn kid. Anyway, you might have to, Miss Bell, you're going to have to probably come back and, rewind it once it's over again. The live out is over. And then you can hear about the story that happened with me with Sammy, the Sammy story. But anyway, on to other things. You guys, before I get into the news, I need to give you all a PSA. We have a Saturn retrograde that's going to come up this month on the 17th and be with us. Saturn's going to go into retrograde from June 17th all the way to November 4th in certain people's signs. So if you are a Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, or Sagittarius, karma's coming to visit you, baby. And it may be good or for the bad. When Saturn goes into retrograde, it is a karma situation. Okay. Though right now, Pisces already have Saturn in their sign, and it may be kicking your ass a little bit, maybe eclipsing people, taking people out of your life, bringing people in, different things like that. There's a lot of things going on. When it comes down to Pisces, you all are going to have some issues with family and relationships, not family, but relationships that you're in. Some people may have to go. Some people, you're going to get the truth. Truth is going to come out in your relationships. With Sagittarius, you're going to have family issues. You're going to be bothered about, maybe if you may be thinking in your mind, if you got a mate or something like that, going back and forth about marriage, and things like that. And then finally you might make up your mind, I might want to do the marriage thing, or I might want to buy a house and do that kind of stuff. Strangely enough, that's what's happening with Sagittarius. Sagittarius have already had their time with Saturn, but now it is coming it's going to retrograde. And when it does a retrograde, it's a get your ass and your act together type situation. With Geminis, y'all gonna have to get rid of some people. Y'all gonna see whether or not if you haven't already had a situation where you're separated from somebody and y'all on the outs, or going through a divorce and things like that, this situation, you're gonna have to make up your mind whether or not if you made the right decision to literally leave these people alone completely or go back. And many times some of these people you're going to really see folks for who they are. So for my Geminis, my heart goes out to you, because y'all going to have some rough moments to seeing some backstabbing motherfuckers for who they are, and you thought they was your friends. My heart goes out to you. And then some people who you thought were backstabbers, woo, the ringing in my ear got pitch high. I must have to hit a real spot with somebody. But the Geminis are really going to see whether or not they're going to deal with a situation, or whether or not for real, or they're going to leave the shit alone. So this is going to be that moment, that deciding factor moment with a lot of Geminis. This is going to be a powerful time for them. Then you have Virgos. Me, yours truly. Like I done already had enough shit go on with that last goddamn retrograde, okay? Now I'm in Saturn retrograde. Saturn wants to come back and hang out with me a little bit in my love zone. In my love zone. I'm cool being single. I'm happily single personally, but I guess the Most High says, no, what I'm going to do to you and other Virgos like me is that he going to bring somebody literally. We are the ones of us who giving up on love. Oh, he finna play with us. He's karma's finna sit up there and say, yeah, I'm gonna give you what you always wanted, and see whether or not if you pass the test. And for me, I'm not ready for that, because I'm happy. I'm cool being by myself. I done got used to being alone. So it's like I'm like, I don't need that shit. I don't. Most high, I don't need no relationship. Why you trying to test me in this area? I done aced everything else. Why you fucking with this area? This area is not a good area for me. You understand? But he's saying, oh well, this is a part of your a part of my point of coming here situation. So I guess I got a midterm coming up in the love department. So more than likely he's gonna send somebody into my life that is going to do all the things that, as Joe said, the other ones didn't do. You understand? So I'm not ready for that shit. So personally, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm good. Thank you. But I also know how Most High is and how karma she is. And she gonna be like, hey, that shit ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna be able to say no to everybody. And in this situation, like I said, you might be right, gorgeous Lady Rose. I'll do fine. I don't want anybody. I'm really, really, really cool being single. But unfortunately, this is a part of my chart that for some reason, this part of my life is being revisited. And karma's coming back around to a lot of people. Pisces are getting ready to get thrown in front of a lot of the signs. All the mutable signs are about to have exactly what they want thrown in their face. They always say, I never ever get what I want. Well, the Most High is about to give you what you want and see what the fuck you do with it. What you gonna do with it? Okay? So this is gonna be interesting. Right. The dial is being taken off the shelf. And like I said, I don't know how this is going to work, but the mutable signs are about to have a serious time between for a nice little bit. June 17th all the way to November is a long time for Saturn to be retrograde. Usually Saturn walks in and kicks your ass. That's it's a taskmaster. It's literally like a very strict parent whooping your ass, making you look at shit that you don't want to look at and deal with shit that you need to deal with in your life. It is literally a shadow planet. It's teaching you how to handle your shadow, okay? Now, the thing about it going in retrograde is it's like it's saying, let me mix this up a little bit. Instead of kicking your ass and taking everything away, I'm going to give you exactly what you want and see what you always been asking for and see how you handle that. It could be it could be that the Most High might give you that dream job at the dream amount of money that you are looking for. It could be all of those things. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he's going to see what you're going to do. Are you going to act a fucking fool? Are you going to do what you need to do? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's where we're at right now with this. And this is going to be very interesting for a lot of the signs, for the mutatable signs, because we're the signs that actually do very well with the bending and going with the flow of things. But because cardinal signs and fixed signs, they don't do well with this energy. So this is literally one of those get your act together, handle the different parts of yourselves that are fucked up type retrograde. So it's gonna be interesting. And all I gotta say is I know the Capricorns are saying, thank you, Jesus, for Saturn not bothering my ass no more. Because Saturn that's their ruling planet. But when it's going retrograde and doing crazy stuff, it really does bother Capricorns really bad. Just like my ruling planet is Mercury. So when Mercury goes retrograde, communication is off, people go off, it gets really bad. So be on the lookout for that. Now, on to the news, you guys. China is China's doing that nut give your buck. Nut give your buck, baby. They are saying, America, keep fucking around over here with Taiwan. You're gonna fuck around and find out. They over there playing games and almost running to each other and things like that. Y'all gotta understand something. Things is getting hairy. China is like, play with me. Bring it. Bring your ass across the street. Come on. Step your ass on this porch. I dare you, girl. I dare you. And American keeps on playing. She keeps on playing and playing in areas that she doesn't want to, knowing that if she starts some shit with China, it's going to throw off everything as far as trade is concerned and her ability to function. I don't know why Mary Karen is playing these games with China, but she really needs to stop because she is not in a winning space to do anything, okay? Mary Karen is not ready for what she's doing. For the shit that she's doing, she's not ready. Then the other thing is that they did some shit that's fucked up. You know, today is the anniversary of D-Day, okay? When she was getting her crown, ready to be crowned, that girl who's going to be the superpower over everybody for the next 70 years. You understand? D-Day and all of that other shit that she was doing with Hitler and all of that, okay, over in France. Isn't that ironic that right now she's in another war and she's weighing in her power? Beforehand, at this time, 70 some odd years ago, she was getting ready to put a crown on as the biggest superpower. Now she's losing that crown right now. Okay? Strange timing, but old girl needs to chill right now. And what she did was just like with the pipe, the Nord Stream pipe, the Nord Stream piping and all that stuff, she blew up. Well, she blew up the damn dam over in Kyiv. She said she was gonna do it. Way back inside of the, New York Times, she said she was gonna do it. They did a simulation of it. She did it her damn self and trying to blame Russia for it. And this is the thing. They always catch this bitch on tape saying it. It's like, girl, when you're telling somebody that that they did something, that say that someone else did something, and we got you on tape saying that you all did a simulation of the exact same thing that you just fucking did. Come on now. I mean, this is getting to be just stupid at this point. Just right. She just telling on herself. How you just gonna dry snitch on yourself? You understand? You dry snitching on your motherfucking self. That's a damn shame. And think don't nobody remember. Like, didn't that bitch say she was gonna do that? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is getting to be stupid now. So she's trying to sit up here and say that she didn't do it, put thousands of people at risk. You know, they don't know what done happened to these people. Lots of people are dead. They do not care. And it's just the way the chessboard pieces play when it comes down to the rulers on this planet. And we know this. We already know that, unfortunately, that this type of shit does not stop, you guys. And that's the reason why I named this video what I named it. Have a seat so you can understand the chessboard, the most highest chessboard. He's letting us sit, and while he's playing chess, he's letting us have a seat behind him and watch him make his moves on this chessboard. I don't have a lot of news today because the news is just the same. It's always the same. America is doing her bullshit. China wants to fight. They already pulling bullshit out their ass over there inside of Kyiv. It's the same. Nothing has changed. They did the debt ceiling deal. So fucking what? All they did was say they pretty much want the student loans to motherfuckers start paying that shit back. And like I told you all, they want to cut food stamps. They want to do all the shit that's only going to hurt their own people. We all know this. We already know what's happening. Honestly, the negative shit that's happening to Esau and all the Gentiles right now. But what you need to understand is how we got here and why what is happening is happening. Now, we understand that it's because of us, yes, but there is a couple of other things about this grand chess game that we need to understand, you guys, and that is this. Do you understand that the Most High has been moving these pieces a certain type of way for quite some time? I was reading the Pious Sophia, and he was talking about the different rulers and the different spirits that are here on earth doing things, some that he made and some that he didn't. The 70 shepherds and things like that are very real entities that he put in place here for our punishment, but also there was also things that had to happen on this earth a certain type of way in order to make things right in the future for us to understand what's happening right now the way we understand them. If you understand this truth the way it's coming out right now, past the church shit, guess what? He did this for your sake. He played this chess game for your sake to understand what is happening right now. That's called the elect. You all remember that he shortened time for the elect's sake, because if he did not, there will be none left. But I'm going to show you how he did it over time. Do you understand that these rulers of this world have been trying to stop his grand plan for quite some time? In biblical times, they would kill the firstborns. They would kill all the male children. They went through that with Moses, remember? Okay, went through that with Mozart, with Jesus. Remember, anybody that was going to come here and make change within the world, which would be him bringing his energy and his spirit into the world, they were trying to stop that constantly. Over the years, you have to understand, us going into captivity, and when Job ran his mouth to the Pharaoh and said, for captivity to begin, take their money and work them to the bone, he had to then go in through time and find a specific type of woman to carry the seed of Moses. Do you understand? These prophets couldn't come through any kind of bitch. They had to come through a special type of woman. Do you understand? For them to be able to come into the world, the gateway had to be ushered in a certain type of way. Okay? For that particular prophet to be able to come here. This is the reason why men have to watch very carefully who they plant their seeds in, because the Most High planted seeds of very powerful men inside certain special types of women. Okay, Mary was just not anybody. All right, neither was John the Baptist's mother, just not anybody. All right. Moses' mama just wasn't anybody. Do you understand? There had to be a certain type of woman to be able to carry these seeds and get them here. So that way that these men could come and make the impact that they made. Do you understand? Even when he himself had to bring a part of himself as his son here to be able to straighten some shit out and bring his word and what he really wanted into the world. Because guess what? The scribes and the Pharisees did exactly what the churches do now. They had a whole bunch of extra rules tacked on the shit to the point that all the Israelites were doing what they do now. Lip service, woo, running around with their fucking wigs off, spin them in a circle, rolling around on the floor, doing Holy Ghost and killing fucking animals, okay? He had to stop all of that nonsense and bring his true word in. And how he had to do that was through his son coming here and dying the way that he died. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, so he also did that with Job. He had during this game that he was playing with the galaxy indirectly, his chessboard. You have to understand when Job started, who actually came up with the idea of putting us inside of exile for one of the times that we were in exile. You have to understand that he had to busy Sammy with something in order to get Moses's mother in place with another entity, a man, to be able to bring that spirit of Moses through to remedy the situation in which Job started. Do you understand? Job started something that had to be remedied. So he had to get Moses's mama and Moses's daddy together to make a prophet that would eventually later on do what? Free them. Okay? Do you understand? This is spans of time. All right? Spans of time. It takes a while for a child to grow up. And then in Moses' situation, there was a king saying, I need to kill all of the firstborn sons. I need to kill all the males. So he needed a mama that understood, tell a little sister, go take your brother, put him in the water and wade him away from here. Steer him towards you know what I'm saying, wherever the Pharaoh's water is, so one of the queens can find him or whatever, and let him be raised inside of the house of a king. Do you understand what I'm saying? Certain types of thinking, certain types of movements had to happen here. And then he be raised inside the house of a pharaoh, which means he's going to have a different type of education. All right. And then for him to find out who he is later on, to eventually find himself back to the true father. There's a lot that has to happen. And then him get the Hebrews and lead them out. You understand? Lead them out of captivity. There's a lot that went on here. And what you have to understand is that this chess game is a chess game that's a long game. This is not a couple of moves and the game is over. This is one of those games that, have you ever seen true chess players when they get to a point in the game where it's like a stalemate, they don't know which move to make, they just leave the game alone and then come back next week, hit them and the other player, and they start off where they left off? It's kind of like that. You understand? Well, real serious chess people play chess understand what I'm talking about. Now, this keeps happening over time of the Bible. This is the reason why they tried to, the way that they cut it up and things like that with the genealogy and this person begotten this person and all of these different generations moving through time and kingdoms rising, kingdoms falling. Do you understand? The Most High was changing the stars and things like that on the evil side, where evil thought, okay, the stars are with us. And then all of a sudden the stars wasn't with them and they didn't win the war that they thought that they were going to win, because he's speeding up time and slowing it down in places, speeding up time and slowing it down in places. So moves that they thought that they had are being, they're non and void anymore. And they're like, well, we thought the stars were with us. Then over time, you start to see that people started to say, oh, science, the zodiacs and all of that stuff and watching the stars is a pseudoscience. It's a pseudoscience for those on the outside of the know. But for those in the inside of a no, it's still a thing, even today in secret societies, of them watching the stars to understand what times that they're in right now. Okay? But what you need to understand is this, is that these things, the Most High move time to be able to show you rise and falls of nations, because he is orchestrating all of these things on the chessboard in order for certain individuals to make it through time. These are your elect, the seeds, the moms, the relationships come together, and the babies that are coming out of this that move through time. Do you understand seeing how the how it's still happening to this day, you guys? I mean, look at a situation like, put it like this. Look at the situation of, we did the prophets. Now look at fall of Greece. They thought they had it down. Troy and all of them failed. You understand what I'm saying? All of that shit failed. Achilles heel, all of that. If you ever saw the movie Troy, you understand how that situation went. Greece fell, then Rome fell. You understand the fall of Napoleon came, then the fall of Hitler came. Do you understand? These are the different shepherds that were put there. Then when our turn of going into exile came up, as far as, you know, you had Jim Crow, then you had the what are those things called? Those papers, the I can't think, whatever those papers are. I can't think of the name of them right now. That really named you how to break the slaves and make the woman think this way and move, and the male moves this way and stuff like that. All of these things happened, and this was a part of those 70 shepherds, not just Jim Crow, but it was another thing. Yeah, not the paper, but Willie Lynch papers. Yes, that man was a spirit that had been in this place, in this world, many eons, baby. The most evil motherfuckers with Jim Crow, Willie Lynch, all of those different people that understood how to punish us and things like that, they were inhabited by old spirits that have been on this planet for quite some time, okay, that want to keep mankind under their rule. Do you understand? All of these different empires wanted to last forever. They wanted to rule forever. And the Most High was like, no. If I allowed you all to rule forever, there would be no one to save. Do you understand? There would be no one to come back here for. So he had to shorten their time with death or the ending of their rules in certain types of ways, and let another kingdom or another person rise. Do you understand? So now you're seeing the rise and falling of nations and rise and fall of nations all the way up to this point. Why? Because he's letting the elite find out the truth. So you need to understand that if you understand this truth right now, it's because the Most High is looking at you saying, you are one of my babies that are very special. Because not everybody gets this information. Not everybody can take it. I told y'all, everybody can't eat table food at the Most High's table. Some folks got to stay on the milk. They barely getting the milk and the oatmeal in the bottle, okay? So if you understand what is happening here, if you understand that the moves that are being made on this chessboard, you understand there are major moves being made. So because the rulers here want to stay in power, look at America. Look at the choice you have for presidents. All of them are old ass men that need to go sit down somewhere. Our president don't even probably remember half the time who he is. It's clear he is showing signs of dementia. How the fuck is he gonna run for a second term? Delusional. They don't understand. Even in your Bible, it's a shame that they don't understand when their time is up. It's sad to look at. It's embarrassing. And the sad part about it is that the people who are around them don't even have the decency to tell them the truth. You're too old. And we are going to be looked at as a laughing stock. But no one has the balls to tell Mr. Biden that. Okay? No one has the balls to tell Cornell Wilson or whatever his name is Dude, you 70 years old. You got one foot on a goddamn banana peel and the other one in the grave. What the fuck is you doing, bro? Sit down somewhere. If you ain't do it when you was young in your prime, what the fuck are you doing now? And when you gonna get the money at, bro? What unless because these people who run inside of these for president are rich. Do you understand? There's only so many damn donations you can get. These people are rich that run for president. I'm sorry, y'all. They are. And if you don't get it, that it takes a shitload of money to do this, and the only people that you got that's got any kind of quote unquote pull is a bunch of baby boomers on their last fucking leg. Even the shit with Trump, he's an old motherfucker with old ideas and old ways of thinking. We don't you can't run a nation like that. You can't run a nation with somebody who's 1, 2, 3, 4 happy days. I mean, that's this motherfucker's mentality. Ain't nobody bouncing around here drinking soda pops in the drive-thru anymore. I mean, come on. At the end of the day, somebody has to tell them you're past your due date. You're like sour milk. What happens to sour milk? It's nasty. It stinks up the place. It needs to be discarded. No one has time for this. But these rulers of this world want to continue to do what? Rule and keep the people underneath submission. They don't want the people to know what you know. That's why they bother to broadcast. Because this means that people get to be free. They get to love. They get to understand themselves. They get to understand why they are here. You're not just here to work and fucking die. That is the mentality of a slave. And that's the mentality that they want you to stay in. They want to sit up here and control you with fear. Everything is, it's going to happen today. Oh God, look at this. Look at that. Oh, they're going to blow up. This is going to blow up. Look at that. Look at it. They got you looking at, after a while, I would get tired of that shit if I was most white people, but they don't get tired of it. They keep wanting to get, I'm just going to shoot everybody black I know. You understand? They feed off of that. They feed off of that fear. When you stop giving them the fear about who's going to be in office, guess what? Now they got to go get illegals to come in and replace you in your neighborhoods and put them all through your neighborhoods. And they think that's going to work. This shit going to backfire in their fucking face. They don't know who the fuck they let in their country at this point. You're going to give them help. You're going to give them a house, give them a job, and they're going to destroy your shit. You don't know what they're going to do. I'm not finna open up my house to an illegal. I'm not opening up my house to my own motherfucking family, okay? Some of them motherfuckers, no, they can't come over my house. Hell no. What the hell I look like opening up my home to some motherfuckers I don't know? Now that just sounds stupid. And for a black man to say it, now you know this motherfucker's got a problem. These people are literally schizophrenics, but you vote for them every day. You sit up there and say, that's my president. That's my mayor. You understand? Everybody's, like, really? These people are insane. The Most High showed you how insane they are. Kill firstborn children. They still trying to kill motherfuckers' kids. They've been trying to kill the Israelites' children for I don't know how long, putting Planned Parenthood all through their neighborhoods, fucking them up with having lead and shit in their damn water. You understand what I'm saying? They've been trying to eliminate people for a long time. The whole entire genocide that happened with the Native Americans here. You don't see how the rulers of this place want to rule and stay on the people of this land. Do you understand? And then they get a bunch of people who don't think for their fucking self. Yeah, they're right. Everything they say is right. They actually have people that don't even look and understand history. They just go with whatever the fuck news tells them. And yeah, I support anything that's going on with the war and what America says. Oh, Putin is a nut. He's crazy. He has to be stopped. What the fuck do you mean? Have you ever listened to the dude? Have you sat down with him? That's like people judging me and don't even know me. I have people on here who judge me and really don't know me. You go by what I do on here. But if you was to meet me in person, you like, she is very much so a quiet person that watches people. I'm fun when you know me and me and you kick it like that. But just on some regular GP shit, even at the baby shower, people were scared to sit at the damn table with me. Now I know I'm standing there looking like the angel death. But you understand, at the same time, it's like, are you fucking 5? If you're curious about me, bring your ass over and say hello. You understand? Don't be sitting there scared. Who is that lady in all that black? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's stupid shit. But people do not go and literally investigate people or ask questions or or not be afraid to stand up and say, I have a question. Who the fuck are you, what you stand for, and what you gonna do for me? And if what you're talking about don't sound like you got shit to do with me, then I'm not voting for you. And what they don't understand is these illegals is not thinking about them either. Because we all know what's going to happen to them. They going to get introduced to USA 101. You brown, you ain't shit until we need your vote. But see, they don't understand that there's a different kind of brown people that's coming up right now. People who are kind of aware of what's going on. You can't show me your Karen or your Ken side and then expect for me to vote for you. That's over with. Ain't no more blinded people just voting just to be voting and or my ancestors died to vote. No, that shit's not working anymore. Those, things that they ran through people's heads all these years, that shit's not working anymore. So now you understand that the moves that the Most High is making on the board. I'm getting things ready for the populace not to want to go along with the program. Then the rulers are going to get upset and then try to lock down. The more they try to lock down, the worse it gets because their powers are waning. They don't have the ability to cover shit the way that they used to anymore. So now information is getting out here to everybody because he did say information will be increased. Knowledge would be increased. His people suffer from lack of knowledge. Now knowledge is coming out to everybody. People can see now. It's some of us who want to remain blind as a fucking bat. You understand? But some of us are beginning to see the writing on the wall. So, and they see the writing on the wall too. Black people are not going to sit up here and keep going along with our bullshit conversation. So let's get some people that barely know how to speak English and talk shit to them and see if that works. That's when you're desperate. You done brought a group of people here. You don't know shit about what these people are capable of or what they are coming here with. See, you don't know if you done brought a few demons in this motherfucker that you'll never be able to get out. You don't know if you done brought terrorists here that you know nothing about or how they get down. You understand? In some of these places, people are hacked up and all kind of crazy things go on. You understand? You don't know what the fuck you done brought here. But yet you want to play this political game. Geopolitical game. That's a global game. See, you have to understand there's no big winners. Putin is not your friend. China's not your friend. None of these places are the friends of the people in which they rule. Because guess what? If they were, the people would be just as wealthy as they are, and they are not. Do you understand? So the Most High is making chess moves that are putting his people and knowledge and making his people knowledgeable in areas about things, making it whereas the status quo of how things used to go are no longer satisfying people. Church is not church anymore. They're closing churches at this point. You understand? The king, he's giving up one of his houses. I told y'all they had some damn money problems. He said up there the cottage he gave Harry, he's like, I can't afford that rent no more. I'm gonna have to put it, give it back to whoever it is. He said he can't afford the rent, so he's letting the lease go on it. Well, since when did the royal family have leases on property? Most royal property was royal property. It belonged to them, and they gifted it down to their relatives. Now all of a sudden it's gathered. They paying rent on it. Since when? England been paying for all of their damn properties for years. Now all of a sudden it's a lease on the house. Oh, y'all got rid of the lady who took care of the old lady's drawers and everything. And now you getting rid of all of these different lands and all of this stuff because you can't afford them no more. These people are now losing their power. It's coming to an end. But they're not telling you that. They want you to believe that they still have the power. They want you to believe they can still scare the shit out of you to do whatever you want to do. They want you to do. But the Most High is steady moving them chess moves, messing with the skies, constellations, making their times short so you can come through. All of us came through a seed that went through some shit, y'all. Slavery, civil rights movements, and things like that. Do you understand anybody that could have helped us out of our punishment got killed? Look at or putting in jail. Look at the Panthers. They all got put in jail or killed. Anybody that had good sense and eyes were open to what was happening, and they were waking up other people way too early. The Most High said, ain't time for them Bruce to wake up yet. Nope. My punishment is not over with. I'm still daddy. Martin Luther King, I love you, baby. You one of my sweeties, but no. It's just that simple. Malcolm, I love you. Smart man, eyes open, but no. They gonna do their time. Do you understand? They were sealed too. Their eyes were open. They know what you know right now. Their eyes were open then. Imagine your eyes being open in the midst of everybody blind around you. So blind and stuck in church and hallelujah. That you're the only one that's like this. Imagine that. Malcolm X was awake. Martin Luther King was awake. A few others, they kind of acted like they was awake, but no, they were fully awake. But it wasn't time for the world to move, even though they did amazing things. He let them get a little bit of room. He let the rulers come up off the pressure just a little bit, but not too much. You understand? Over time, our punishment got less and less and less. Do you understand how the pressure kept lifting a little bit? At one point in time, you couldn't go nowhere if you was a slave. You couldn't leave. You couldn't do anything. You could not go from one state to the next without permission and papers and all kinds of things. Do you understand? But over time, the Most High let that yoke get less and less and less. And when did he get less? When they were completely lost their whole entire identity as a people. That's when the yoke came off. When you were completely and utterly unknown to who the hell you were. I'm African American. I'm colored. I'm a Negro. Okay? Until your mind was completely erased and the name Israel was completely erased out of the world. But he did let the pressure come off of us little by little if you are paying attention. No, you didn't come up out of the hood too quickly, but some people did. You saw Oprah. You saw Michael Jordan. You got a chance to see people doing different things. That yoke was left off, what got off your neck once you were completely and utterly lost to who you used to be. And he had to get rid of people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X because it's too early. Too early. Okay? So understand something, you guys. The chess moves through time. This is a long game. This is not something that's just going to happen overnight. This is why the people who teach you the Bible at church is fucking idiots. They can't even understand. Well, how do we go all the way from the prophets to now? Because they don't understand what the fuck they're reading. They don't understand that the Most High was telling you through the whole entire book after they tore it up in different places and what they did leave that was there. of what was going on, but he did put it in different books in other places for you to kind of put the puzzle together of what is happening in front of your face. But you need to understand the grand picture of who he's playing chess against, the people who want to rule this planet and destroy it. This is his God. These are the weeds that are trying to take it over. Beautiful garden. They're destroying the water. They're destroying the air. They're destroying the soil where you can't grow anything. And he has got to snatch them the fuck up out of here. Could you imagine this game? I mean, when I think about the level of intelligence and the level of savvy and strategy that's going on here over time. Now think of this in time. His time. Our time, we only here for 5 fucking seconds of a lifetime. Think of the souls that are passing through. I'm looking at my sister and mother are now on the other side. But my mother went through the 60s and 70s. You understand what I'm saying? This is, my grandparents went through segregation and things like that. These things they saw. And now look at me in that same line of people. Okay? And then my grandmother's mother and my grandfather's father and mother, what they went through coming off of being sharecroppers and things like that. And then all of a sudden, I think it was my grandfather's father who started the lawyers and things like that. So you understand what I'm saying? And then his wife was a nurse. So we have nothing but nurses and lawyers all through the family and working in law. So you have to understand, things started to change. And here I am, understanding this truth in ways they couldn't. But I had a grandfather who went to school to be a preacher and told me, ain't a difference between a preacher and a pimp. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. What you saying, granddaddy? Ain't no difference between the two. Because guess what? When he was younger, he was a pimp. He knew the slickness and how they talked, how they got money out of people. He was like, shit, I used to do that as a young buck. I understand that game. And when he showed me, he was like, there's no difference between the two. Watch him. He had a whole entire degree in theology from Moody Bible Institute. My grandfather was one of the slickest, most charming men you ever want to meet. Okay? But you need to understand, but he was on the street shit, he was a slick one, okay? But he could flip it up and be very professional and nice and charming and be a whole complete street nigga in a whole 5 seconds, okay? That's just who he was. And so his kids. Shit, look at me. It ain't changed. But one thing in our family was we was always able to see through phony people and the bullshit that was going on. He never let it. It was something about church that just never clicked with me. But my grandmother was always a spiritual person. She did go to church, but she messed with herbs and understood the spirit realm in ways that I mean, even to this day, a lot of what I understand, I got from her, and she got from her mother. Do you understand? But they were Native Americans. They were Native Cherokee Indians. That was their thing. Okay. But what a lot of people don't understand is that these individuals are in my bloodline. And here I am being blessed to understand the truth in its strange way. We don't have the fullness completely of it because, of course, you better know them 366 books somewheres in the Vatican that they don't want nobody to see, baby, of Enoch's, because they gonna tell you everything that's happening on this motherfucking planet, how and why, and they gonna be like, how did these people know? Because they don't even want to understand. They don't even want to understand. So it's so many things that are going to happen on this planet that many of us do not even yet can even comprehend. That's why when people try to outthink of what's going to happen next and you cannot Who knows the mind of the Most High? Come on now, you can't outthink him. You can't outthink him. You can't. I dare you to try. Your fucking head will blow off. You can't outthink him. Even these rulers on this planet don't know they being manipulated by a higher entity. When they do something, he checks. Checkmate. Checkmate. Check. You know what? He just opened up a room. He did this. He just opened up room for me to knock this motherfucker, take this off. Take that player off. Do you understand? So I want you all to understand that the Most High, the way he's working through time, you all, is magnificent. If you sit back and think, really think about the strategy and the brain, the just the level of intelligence that is going on, of him understanding where things are going to go. And the thing about it is, we only got up to a certain part of the story. A return, and after that return, okay, things are supposed to happen for 1,000 years. Well, after that 1,000 years is up, then what? Because it says that, okay, they're going to lose Sammy again. Of course, Sammy's going to always find a group of motherfuckers that ain't shit, that's ready for that rah-rah shit. And then next thing you know, that's when the Father himself shows up, and it's judgment time, okay? So we still got, this place still has some time to go through some things. It's going to be a celestial place, but we have to learn how to be on this planet and live right and treat the planet right over time. But that's got to, this part has to play out. So a lot of us may not see this end, you understand? Or we may see it. The whole point is that the Most High said, I shortened the time for one reason, for two reasons. One, so that for the elect's sake to make it, and for the ones that are for the 2/3, that if they have to be destroyed, they can be destroyed quickly. So they don't have to literally deal with too much pain. Okay? A lot of people who ended up getting killed during slavery and hung on trees, 2/3. Okay? You don't understand. Some people they were us, but some of them were 2/3. So you have to understand there's a lot going on here through history, through all of us walking through different situations, you guys. There were crazy things happening during that time. They were just killing people at will. And the ones who got away, and your line is still here in this world walking, consider yourself very blessed, and your line blessed if you hear. Because some people's lines got cut all the way off because the 70 shepherds went too far, killing too many motherfuckers. Okay? Went way too far. And they don't think that they got anything to literally pay for. But he said, I'm doing this. I'm trying to speed up time for both sakes, for his chosen children as well as for the 2/3, so they can be destroyed quickly as possible and painless as possible. So they you know what I'm saying? If he's got to burn this place, if he's got to blow, make a catastrophe, they in and out, and they don't even feel it. Do you understand? The Most High, even with his children that don't do so well, is still merciful to the ones that are kind of hard-headed. Okay, so I read that, and I saw that, and I was looking at just the level of love and care and precision that he's been walking through history with all of us, everybody, through ups and downs and falls of kings and queens. And once upon a time we were kings, and then we fell off, and now we're just regular people, and now we're beginning to understand the truth of things and the truth of where we live and what we've been subjected to, but understand who these rulers are. Their whole entire point is to keep you underneath their thumb, subjected underneath them, and never to let you go. It is their pleasure to literally torture you to death. It is their pleasure to see you work yourself to the bone, believing in their lies. It is a part of their pleasure. You are talking about sadistic psychopath motherfuckers dressed nice with good conversations. That's what you see when you're looking at your Congress. That's what you see when you're looking at your mayors. That's what you see. People who live better than you telling you how to live. You will never be in their position. You will never have what they have. But they tell you if you work hard enough, you get a good education, you can. That's not going to happen for everybody. You all know that. You understand? How many times did they tell you education is the key? I know a lot of people, including myself, with lots of education. Education ain't the key to shit. It's the key to being a bigger and better slave and high paid slave. That means somebody that, if you're not careful, got to kiss all kind of ass to get to where you go. You might not like who you become after you get the money that you get, because you don't know what all you got to do to get that cash. Okay? So understand who you're voting for. It's a bunch of psychopaths. Because once they get in that circle, once they get in that world, they're going to have to do what the rulers say do or die. That's the reason why your crypto millionaires and founders are coming up dead, baby. They going against the grain. They want the dollar to rule, not a crypto dollar. You got to go, son. Sorry. Peace. I don't give a fuck who your mama or your daddy or how much money they got. We're killing you. Okay? They want to stay in power, even though they're sitting here and they can barely even remember who they are. The only cool thing is that the Most High said, remember, death is for everybody. There's no escaping that. No matter how much Hitler may have wanted to stay here, he couldn't. Okay? No matter how much Hoover wanted to continue to literally torture and hurt black people, death still came for that motherfucker with his strange, freaky ass. Okay? Death still came for him, regardless. But he really had a hard on about the black race. All right? Even Napoleon had a hard on about the black race. We can't, these people built the pyramids. We can't let them get back into power. Are you crazy? We have to come up with a way of keeping them suppressed forever. But you don't know that part about Napoleon. They didn't teach you that inside of class. You'd have to go to France to find that part out. And they hold him in high regard inside of France. They even have his whole entire mansion still sitting there. Okay? You said, hell, Hoover was black. No, J. Edgar Hoover was not black. You're talking about a Hoover gang member from Chicago? Yes, that Hoover was black. But J. Edgar Hoover was white, and he liked to be dressed as a tranny from time to time. Got to understand your history about the people who ruled. He was over the FBI. He's the one who literally destroyed the Black Panthers single-handedly and put spies and things inside of their group. Okay? So you guys, I don't want to keep you all long, but I just wanted you all to understand that this is a karmic time. You're going to start seeing, and that's another thing. If you honestly think for 5 seconds with the stars doing what they're doing, that retrograde for a backward walk is karma coming to visit people. And I wanted to say this to our people who do watch the stars and understand, all of us who have zodiacs and different parts in our zodiac. This is a time where karma is starting to visit people. So if you've been a person who has always been good to folks, never ever gotten your accolades for things and stuff like that, and you just, people just take, you give. Well, guess what? During this time, you're going to have some people give you some things. So just like I have to open up and be ready to receive, you're going to have to open up and be ready to receive as well. Okay? I don't know how to receive well. I know I give a lot. So for me to get something back, always makes me feel strange. But you all need to understand, Karma is making her rounds. She knows everybody's address, and she's never late, baby. She is always on time, delivering her nice little packages for folks. So if you think that people done got away with some shit, think again, because June 17th, the middle of this month, gonna be a humdinger. You're gonna start seeing a lot of people getting slapped the shit out of with Karma. You're gonna see a lot of people crying, a lot of people upset because things are coming back and smacking that ass, and there's gonna be some people getting blessed. I mean, highly blessed, like they gonna be on their knees crying like, wait a minute, slow down. What? What did I get? You understand? Wait a minute, where did this check come from? You understand? It's gonna be that kind of thing. If you have never gotten anything back from the things that you have done good in this world, expect them to come right in this month time, this June through November time. Okay? If you've been out here fucking up, if you've been out here causing rigmarole, take it like a man and a woman, honey, with a stiff upper lip. Take your motherfucking hits and dust it off when it happens and say, yeah, I deserve that shit. Because that strawberry moon lets you know some new shit is on its way. Some folks are about to get what's coming to them. You've been out here doing fucked up shit, messing around with black magic. A lot of people do black magic on these strawberry moons and things like that. You understand? And I heard that another earthquake happened in Haiti. I also heard that they are over there messing with, trying to attack the Levite priests, the voodoo priests and things like that. I said, you have to understand, American put those gangs there to destabilize, and paying those gangs there to destabilize that island. They get money from somewhere to do what they do, and that's the reason why the people are killing them in the middle of the street. Okay? So, of course, American is going to mess with the voodoo priests and the Levites over there. She got to go to the source because she can't get a foothold in that country because it's over. Whatever she wanted to take, she can't take no more. So she wants to bother them. Bad, very, very, very bad move. I told y'all, Walking Dead is up and walking. Do you honestly think Booker is asleep? Baby, keep playing with these people. That world, the Haiti is never going back to Americans ever again. I don't give a fuck what they do. That people are not going to sit down and just fold like that. They've already been starved out, just like they starve out these neighborhoods, these black neighborhoods systematically. They systematically closed all the schools in the black neighborhoods on the south and west sides of Chicago. And now all of a sudden you're going to put them, house immigrants in them in the middle of these neighborhoods that you systematically let die. See, when you was in the blessing and the ley lines was running and just showing happy, you understand, and everything was going your way, it was all good. Not everything ain't all good no more. You got kids downtown, but literally standing on cars and beating the shit out of people at the stoplights. Baby, that didn't used to happen in downtown Chicago. No, black people would never. These 2/3 now don't give a shit. They twerking on police cars and everything now. It's the summertime, baby. Things have changed. Most Highs. He's playing that chess, the grand chess game. Keep your eyes on the game. Things about to get very interesting moving forward. Church ain't got no more pool no more. They don't know what to do because who can you go to? At first you can be able to go to church and get votes. Can't do that no more. Black people ain't really doing that. Ain't nobody in church anymore. Even the white folks ain't in church no more. They done gave up on that shit, seeing as that the Bible that they have ain't working right for them. Like Revelations is not playing the way it said it was gonna play. What the hell is happening in my life? I thought I was chosen. Okay? They're not. So that's it. I don't want to stay on here too long, y'all. My hay not my hay fever was acting up today, and these lights are getting to me. But anyway, I would like to thank you all for hanging out with me. I will see you guys on Friday, and you all take care. Keep watching the Grand Chess Game. I'm a person that loves strategy, and I'm in awe of my daddy playing this game over time, and I'm just in awe of his work altogether. I'm a huge super fan of our father. I really am. As far as technique, political savvy, all of that. You understand? So, and I'm not saying that to smooth, get no cool points, but I am literally looking at him do some amazing things through time and bring people down and little by little free us. Little by little, little by little. Even with a pandemic, he freed us completely. Okay? So I'll see you all Friday. You all take care.